Hello there and welcome. It's Bob Proctor. Here we are a month away from the first of the year, and I would imagine everybody had some pretty big goals and they're really going to make things happen. And quite possibly for you, it might be starting to fade just a little bit. That happens, you know. We can be so jazzed about our goals and what we're going to do, and if we don't follow the rules, they start to fade. Now, when I was given this book, Think and Grow Rich, I made a commitment I would never stop reading it, and that was 59 years ago, and I'm still reading it. I read it every day, and there's so much in it. But there's so many great lessons. And one of the great lessons we have learned is visualization. It's a phenomenal lesson. Now, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So let's look at what we're saying here. Everyone visualizes, whether he realizes it or not. Visualization is one of the great secrets of success. That's where we build a picture in our mind. When Van Gogh was asked, how do you do such beautiful work? He said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. Well, that's the way it works. All the great leaders have been great visionaries. Solomon said, where there is no vision, the people will perish. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to die. It just means their results are going to get weaker and weaker and weaker, and they're just not going to be making it happen the way they want to. Everyone visualizes, whether he realizes it or not. Visualization is a great secret to success. Now, look at this. The conscious use of this great power attracts to you multiplied resources. Multiply. It attracts to you. You know something about the law of attraction? How do we attract? Well, through visualization. Now look at it. And it intensifies your wisdom and enables you to make use of advantages you formerly failed to recognize. Now, I'm going to come back and talk about that again. But why does that happen? Now let's digress for a second. We'll just get rid of that for a moment. And let's think of this. I talk about acorns. I was given this little box. I guess you put pens or something in. It had an acorn on it. I was given this acorn. It seems like everybody wants to give me acorns. There's a little acorn somebody gave me. I'll put that in here. And then somebody gave me a bigger one. There's another one. And I would imagine these are carved out of oak, because I talk about acorns, and I want to talk to you about an acorn. And now here's a beauty. This is one that I was given. I think my daughter-in-law gave me this one, but it's quite a nice one. It's a big acorn. All right? And now here's another one. And that, see, kind of cool, isn't it? Now, why am I attracting these acorns? Because I talk a lot about an acorn. Now, acorns grow into giant oak trees, but not by accident. When you visualize, it enables you to grow into something great if you use the vision properly. Now, I want to talk to you about an acorn because you grow by the same law as acorns grow by. You see, acorns grow into giant oak trees, but they don't happen by accident. Now, look at this for a moment. There's a lesson in here for you. And this can change your life if you really get it. An acorn is planted in the earth. Energy is attracted to the acorn, energy, and becomes one with the acorn. Now look at it. We plant the acorn in the earth. That acorn is just, there's all kinds of earth that's packed right up against the acorn. But you know, there's things packed against the acorn that isn't in harmony with the acorn, so that earth or energy doesn't do it any good. You know, the earth is full of all kinds of different energy, just like the world is full of all kinds of different energy. Well, there could be earth jammed right up against the acorn, but it's not in harmony with the acorn. It's not on the same frequency that the acorn's operating on by, so it didn't do the acorn any good. However, there could be some energy a long ways away from the acorn. Back it up. This energy is a long way away from the acorn, but if it's in harmony with the acorn, it marches like an obedient soldier right to the acorn. See, the acorn sets up an attractive force, and it attracts whatever's in harmonious vibration with it. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. The acorn has a pattern plan in it that dictates the vibration it stays in. And it cannot change its vibration, therefore it can only grow into one thing, an oak tree. It'll never grow into a maple tree or a fig tree, just won't do that. Now think, there's all kinds of earth, and the earth that's in harmony with the acorn, that's on the same frequency, it'll march right towards it. As it gets next to the acorn, it becomes one with the acorn, and then roots start to come out of the bottom, and roots start to come out of the top, and it attracts from the atmosphere, as well as from the earth, the particles of energy that are necessary to cause it to expand. You see, there's a pattern plan in the acorn. It controls the vibratory rate of the acorn, and the acorn cannot change its vibration. Now stay with me here for a moment. A pattern plan is in the seed, controls the vibration of the seed. The energy that created the oak tree was always here. Nothing is created or destroyed. Nothing. It is in harmony with and was attracted to the seed. Now keep thinking. An acorn is in the earth. The energy for the oak tree is in the universe. And the law of attraction brings them together. Now what's the lesson? Well, let's keep thinking for a moment. There's a pattern plan in the acorn. It controls the vibration of this little mass of energy that we call an acorn. Because it's on a certain frequency, it attracts energy that's on that frequency, and the acorn grows and expands. It grows into the earth and outside. It attracts from the atmosphere as well from the earth. We have a giant oak tree. That's no accident that oak tree grows. You know, it's said that Aristotle used to hold up an acorn and say to his students, "What have I got here?" He wanted them to say that he had an oak tree, and he didn't have an oak tree. He did not. He had the potential of an oak tree. You have the potential of greatness. Now keep thinking. It's the image that you hold in your mind that controls the vibration you're in. Acorn can only grow into one thing, an oak tree. You can grow into anything you want, and that is one of our problems. See, the acorn has no ability to change the vibration. When you build the vision in your mind and you get emotionally involved, that controls the vibration that you're in, and it dictates what you attract. Now, what are you attracting into your life? What are you attracting? That'll give you an idea of what you're holding in your mind. You've got to have a very clear image of the good that you desire. By holding that image, you stay in that frequency, and you begin to attract whatever you want. Now, what do we say? Look at it. Wait a minute. Back it up. The conscious use of this great power attracts to you multiplied resources. It intensifies your wisdom and enables you to make use of advantages you formerly failed to recognize. Listen, you're God's highest form of creation. There is nothing else on the planet that can build images and hold it in his mind like you. We have been blessed. We have got phenomenal mental tools. If you do not have a goal, if you do not have a picture of your goal firmly planted in your mind, now, I've been carrying a goal card in my pocket for a long, long time, ever since I first read this book. I want to suggest you sit down, write what you want on the card in the present tense. Because the second you got the picture in your mind, you got it on that frequency. Okay? In the present tense, write out exactly what you want. Now you've got to plant that picture, that vision in your subconscious mind. You will grow into greatness just the same as the oak tree comes out of the acorn. It's that simple. Everything grows by the same law. Everything in the universe operates by the same law. This universe operates in an orderly way. It's our responsibility to gain an understanding of these laws and then live in harmony with them. Now, I've said on many, many occasions that you and I are the only creature on the planet that is totally disoriented in our environment. All the other little creatures out there are completely at home in their environment, not you and I. We're totally disoriented, and that is because we've been given the mental faculties to create our own environment. You know that the oak tree comes from the acorn. You know that. Well, do you know something? The greatness that's within you will come out if you just build the vision and get emotionally involved and stay emotionally involved. then you will begin to attract whatever is required for the manifestation of your image. That becomes your pattern plan. The acorn cannot change the pattern plan, so it can only grow into an oak tree. You can change it, and unfortunately, we do change it all too often. You got to lock into one picture and keep focusing on it, and it'll happen. Make 2020 a phenomenal year.